Great to have you on the show. Let's talk about the market performance. We see the market closed down 0.02% on Friday. Let's talk about what are some of the major drivers of the market right now and why performance seems to have slowed down when actually analysts were saying it's sort of stable. Kisseih?
Percent, not 0.02, and this pushed the year-to-date gain of the GSE composite index to 6.1%. Just like what has attained in the last few weeks, it was a relatively quiet week with only 5 stocks recording any price movement. Talking about drivers, a lot of the banks in the last few weeks have released impressive half-year results. There have been some upward movement in prices, and investors in the last couple of weeks have been booking gains in the banking sector. And for last week, the banking sector plunged by about 3%. Things have generally been quiet because most investors, are keeping their funds in Government of Ghana Treasury investments, which for now are offering pretty high yields. I mean, if you look at the 91-day Treasury bill, it's offering around 23%. We at Ecobank Capital believe that Treasury yields could rise further during the remainder of the year due to inflationary pressures and government borrowing to finance the 2012 supplementary budget, which was read in Parliament about 3-4 weeks ago.
Well, Kisseih, let's go back to the market performance. You mentioned certainly financial stocks continue to be the major drivers, but give us a picture of what's happening with the manufacturing stocks, because certainly last week they performed quite well.
Well, with the manufacturing stocks, yes, last week it performed relatively well as compared to its historical antecedents. The manufacturing stocks have generally not been that liquid, and because of that, over the medium to long term, there has not really been any significant appreciable price movement.
Well, Kisseih, let's turn our attention over to the cedi now. We saw it rose about 0.28% against the dollar on Friday. Now, give us a take of what's happening with the cedi today. And, of course, is this sustainable? Because right now what analysts are saying, what is driving the cedi is certainly a lot of offshore interest in your fixed income markets.
Yes. I heard you earlier talking about the 5-year bond issue, which was heavily oversubscribed last week. The government was basically looking to raise about 300 million Ghana cedis. It ended up being over 3 times oversubscribed. I think they ended up taking a little over $900 million, with about 80% of successful subscriptions coming from foreign investors. Yes, these solid capital inflows, which have been attracted by high-yielding government securities, have to a large extent helped the cedi stabilize in the last 1 month or so. Year to date, the cedi has depreciated by almost 19%. But we at Ecobank Capital believe that the policy initiatives embarked on by the Bank of Ghana have helped to curb this depreciation. A few months ago, when the depreciation was at its peak, the Bank of Ghana came up with certain policy initiatives, which included reviewing the currency composition of banks' reserve requirements, the reintroduction of 30 and 60-day Bank of Ghana securities, as well as a reduction in banks' single and aggregate net position limits. Talking about the sustainability of the cedi, this is an election year, and we believe there's still going to be a lot of pressure on the cedi. Empirical evidence has shown that in election years in Ghana, the cedi performs poorly against the major international currencies. And we are particularly concerned about an additional 2.6 billion cedis spending announced in the supplementary budget, which we think will widen the fiscal deficit by about 200 basis points to 6.7%. Inflation, which is currently at as of the end of February, was at 9.5%.
Well, Kisseih,
could rise further.
Unfortunately, I have to interrupt you there because we've run out of time. Yeah. But thank you so much for giving us your take on what's happening with the cedi there.
Okay, all right.
That was Kisseih Antonio. Okay. Yes, thank you, Kisseih. That was Kisseih Antonio, and he's a regional head of product development at Ecobank Capital.